Hello everyone, this is Asim Mishra and I'm going to present on the topic GPS signal acquisition and tracking using software GPS receiver. What is GPS? Actually, GPS is Global Positioning System, usually called as GPS receiver. It is a satellite-based navigation system made up of network of 24 satellites placed into orbit. The GPS is made up of three parts: satellites orbiting the Earth, control and monitoring stations on Earth. The GPS receivers owned by the users. So how it works, the GPS receivers in the Earth has to locate at least three satellites in the orbit and figure out the distance between each of those and calculate the location. The basis of GPS is trilateration from satellites to try. Second is to triangulate a GPS receiver measure distance using the travel time of radio signals. Third, to measure travel time, GPS needs very accurate timing, which it achieves with some tricks. Fourth, along with distance, you need to know exactly where the satellites are in space. High orbits and careful monitoring are the secret. And fifth, finally, you must correct for any delays the signal experience as it travels through the atmosphere. Each GPS satellite continuously broadcasts to navigate message at 50 bits per second, giving to the time of day. The ephemeris data gives the satellite's own precise orbit and its output over 18 seconds, repeating every 30 seconds. The almanac consists of a course orbit and status information for each satellite in the constellation. Each satellite transmits its navigation message with at least two distinct spread spectrum codes: the coarse acquisition code, which is freely available to the public, and the precise code, which is usually encrypted and received for the military application. Uh, Software GPS receiver uses an analog to digital converter to change the input GPS signal into digital at the earliest possible stage in the receiver. In other words, the input signal is digitalized as close to the antenna as possible. Uh, the figure illustrates a general structure of software GPS receiver. The signal transmits from the GPS satellites are received from an antenna through RF front end. The input signal is amplified to a proper amplitude and the frequency is converted to a desired frequency. And ADS is used to digitalize the input signal. The antenna, RF front end, and the ADC are the hardware used in the software GPS receiver. After the signal is digitalized, a software is used to process it. The tracking program is used to find the phase transition of navigation data. From the navigation data phase transition, the subframes and the navigation data can be obtained. Ephemeris data and pseudo ranges can be obtained from the navigation data. The ephemeris data are used to obtain the satellite positions. Finally, the user position, velocity, and time can be calculated in this paper. The GPS CA code signals are down converted from 1575.42 megahertz to 15.42 megahertz and sampled at 20 megahertz using a GPS signal. Tap off account software and systems private company. Therefore, the center of the digitalized signals is at 4.78 megahertz. The signal samples can be processed in real time and or stored on the hard disk for post processing. So there are 2 points which I would like to discuss. The first one is properties and generation, GPSCA code properties and generation. The second one is code acquisition. So the GPSCA signals belong to the family of pseudo-random noise code known as the gold codes. Different CA codes are used to different satellites. The signals are generated from the product of two 1023-bit PRN sequences G1 and G2, as the figure shows the code generator. One of the most important properties of CA code is the correlation. High autocorrelation peak and low cross correlation peak can be provide a wide dynamic range of signal acquisition. The maximum of the autocorrelation peak is at around 1023, and which is equals to the CA code length. The rest of the autocorrelation has three values: 63, -1, and -65. The cross correlation has three values: 63, -1, and -65. What is GPS code acquisition? The purpose of acquisition is to determine visible satellites and course value of carrier frequency and code phase of the satellite signal. The satellites are differentiated by the 32 different PRN sequences. The code phase is the time alignment of the PRN code in the current block of data. The code phase in useful to be able to generate a local PRN code that is perfectly aligned with the incoming code. The third parameter is carrier frequency, which corresponds to the if. The IF should be known from the L1 carrier frequency of 1575.42 megahertz and the mixer in the down converter. Take Doppler effect into consideration. So, Doppler frequency, the phenomenon was discovered by Christian Johann Doppler, an Austrian scientist. Doppler is the apparent change in wavelength of an EM or acoustic wave when there is relative movement between the transmitter and the receiver. In everyday life, the effect is commonly noticeable when a whistling train or police siren passes. Audio Doppler is depicted here. However, Doppler can affect frequency of radar carrier wave or even light waves, causing an apparent shift of color frequency increases and frequency decreases. So for a closing relative velocity, wave is compressed and frequency is increased, and for an opening relative velocity, wave is stretched, frequency is decreased. So, frequency in GPS, maximum 5 kilohertz Doppler shift due to satellite motion occurs with the satellite uh, moving directly towards away from receiver. Maximum 5 kilohertz Doppler shift due to receiver motion occurs uh, with a very fast aeroplane. Total maximum Doppler shift 10 kilohertz. Commonly used Doppler frequency bands for acquisition is 500 hertz. This gives a total of 41 different frequencies to be tested. Search for signal and search in frequency. So, why is a signal search necessary? GPS signals are spread spectrum signals in which the CA or P code spread the total signal power over a wide bandwidth. The signals are therefore undetectable unless they are test spread with a replica code in the receiver, which is aligned with the receive code. A relatively narrow post-spreading bandwidth of around 100 to 1000 hertz is required to reach the signal-to-noise ratio to detect and or usable levels. GPS receiver must conclude two-dimensional search in order to find each satellite signal, where the dimensions are CA code and carrier frequency. So the range of frequency uncertainty that must be searched is a function of the receiver reference oscillator. However, the approximate user position is known and the accuracy of receivers built in real-time clock. The first step to search is to use stored almanac data to obtain an estimate of Doppler shift of the satellite signal. An interval of f1 and f2 of frequencies to be searched is then established. The center of the interval is located at fc plus fd, where fc is the L1 or L2 frequency and fd is the established carrier Doppler shift. The frequency search is conducted in n discrete frequency steps that cover the entire search interval, where f is the spacing between adjacent, where delta f is the spacing between adjacent and frequency. Tracking after the acquisition, the frequency and code offset parameters of a satellite signal are roughly known. The main purpose of tracking is to refine these values and keep track and demodulate the navigation data from the specific satellite. Signal received from the satellite is represented by the power signals of the CA or P code sequences and navigation data sequence. The two carrier frequencies are L1 and L2 because of the filter and down conversion in the front end. The output is described in the terms of intermediate frequency. The signal is sampled by the AD converter because of the narrow bandpass filter around CA code. The PA code is distorted and filtered out and it can be demodulated. Once a signal is acquired, the signal must be tracked in order to obtain the navigation data. The tracking program uses two parameters obtained from the acquisition process: the beginning of the CA code period and the carrier frequency of the input signal to start the process. Two loops are needed to track one GPS signal. One loop is often referred to as the code loop, which tracks the CA code. The other one is the phase logged loop, which tracks the carrier frequency of the down converted input signal. These two loops must be coupled together as shown in this figure. The aim of code tracking loop is to keep a track of the code phase of the specific in the signal. The code loop is known as the delay lock loop. The prompt code is intended to match CA code in the input signal. The correlation outputs from three local codes can be used to accurately determine the beginning of the CA code in the input signal. This information is used to adjust the initial phase of the locally generated prompt code to better merge the code phase of the input signal. The discriminator algorithm is used to give a calculated number on the code face error. A second order loop can track the rate of change of Doppler, and a third order loop can be used to track acceleration for a software GPS receiver. The phase and frequency of the reference signal are adjusted every millisecond or 10 milliseconds. This operation may put the IF of the locally generated signal very close to the IF of the input signal, but may not be exactly equal to this. In this paper, a second order PLL is used as the filter track to input IF signal. The filter function is shown in this slide. So, this is the damping ratio. Beta is the bandwidth. It is the sampling interval. The amplifier K0 represents the gain of the phase comparator, and the low pass filter limits the noise in the loop. And K1 is the gain of the voltage control oscillator. The results of GPS signal tracking using tracking method proposed method in this paper are illustrated in this figure, which plots of the amplitude of the output signal. The data from the satellite is taken from the prompt component before it is fed into the act, actangent discriminator. See, each data point is obtained from 5 milliseconds of digitalized data. The amplitude changes with the time. This is the transit effect of the tracking loop. Finally, the amplitude reaches a steady state. So hence we conclude from this presentation that in this paper we have investigated GPS signal acquisition and tracking using software GPS receiver. The FFT acquisition approach and the code and carrier tracking methods have been studied. A prototype software GPS receiver has been developed. The receiver is based on a PC samples GPS signals at IF. The concepts of signal processing using software GPS receiver can be applied to any software GNSS receiver design. We are developing a genuine software GNSS receiver to acquire and track the signals of modernized GPS, Galileo, and QZSS. These are the references. Uh, Dennis was a software radio approach to global navigation site system receiver design to educated cases or university. So these are the references which I have given in my slides. And thank you so much.